Do you often judge and reject people? Good morning, everyone. This is our reflection question for today. We all know the story of the preacher and the taxi driver. A cab driver reaches the pearly gates and announces his presence to St. Peter, who looks him up in his big book. Upon reading the entry for the cabbie, St. Peter invites him to grab a silk robe and a golden staff and to proceed into heaven. A preacher is next in line behind the cabbie and has been watching these proceedings with interest. He announces himself to St. Peter. Upon scanning the preacher's entry in the big books, St. Peter furrows his brow and says, "Okay, we'll let you in, but you will have only a cotton robe and wooden staff." The preacher is astonished and replies, "But I am a man of the cloth. You gave that cab driver a gold staff and a silk robe. Surely I rate higher than a cabbie." St. Peter responded matter-of-factly, "Here we are interested in results. When you preached, people slept. When the cabbie drove his taxi, people prayed." In today's gospel reading, we see people in Jesus' hometown Nazareth fill up the synagogue to hear him speak. But they came not to listen and imbibe the teachings of Jesus, but to scrutinize him. They were envious, critical, and unbelieving at how this carpenter, who was uneducated in Mosaic law, could be so authoritative and eloquent in interpreting the Holy Scriptures. Aren't we the same? Don't we judge and reject people, especially those we know or associate with? The reason why millions watch the longest-running noontime show on Philippine television, Eat Bulaga, 40 years and counting, and its segment Bawal Judgmental or Do Not Be Judgmental, is because of our penchant for scrutinizing, probing, and classifying people. We can at times become very cruel at people who rob us in a negative way. There are several reasons, perhaps, why we tend to reject people. First, unpleasant initial experience. It takes some doing to erase initial negative first impressions of people. Oftentimes, we shut others out and don't give them second chances because they rub us off the wrong way at initial encounter. We don't feel the vibe or there is no immediate connection. Second, one's accomplishments, knowledge, wealth, stature in society can make one condescending of others. This air of superiority makes one judge others. This also leads to a common penchant for violating rules and seeking the entitlements of one's position. I remember the story of this person who was appointed to the Court of Appeals of his district when someone approached him and said, "Congratulations, Judge Joe." The greeter got an angry retort and then lectured on the proper way to address. That the person he is addressing his greetings to should be called Justice rather than Judge, an obvious reference to his promotion. Third, envy. People who are envious of others tend to withhold praise and affirmation for the accomplishments of others. This normally happens among people in the same group, workplace, parish, renewal community, organization. That is why Jesus' words are very apt. Prophets are respected everywhere except in their own hometown and by their relatives and their family. Fourth, upbringing and experience. The phrase, "we are the product of our own parents," is both literal and figurative. How we have been raised, what we hear them say, what we see them do, we assimilate and project in our later years. A final story. Jack McCardle, writing in And That's the Gospel Truth, summarizes the comments made about the parish priest in a typical parish. If his homily is longer than usual, he sends us to sleep. If it's short, he hasn't bothered. If he raises his voice, he's shouting. If he speaks normally, you can't hear a thing. If he's away, he's always on the road. If he's at home, he's a stick in the mud. If he's out visiting, he's never at home. If he's in the presbytery, he never visits his people. If he talks finances, he's too fond of money. If he doesn't, the parish is dead. If he takes his time with people, he wears everybody out. If he is brief, he never listens. If he starts Mass on time, his watch must be fast. If he starts a minute late, he holds everybody up. If he's young, he lacks experience. If he is old, he ought to retire. And if he dies, well, of course, no one could ever take his place. Let us ask the Lord to help us love every person who comes into our life, to see the positives in them, to empathize with them, to respond the way Jesus would as we strive for personal holiness. Let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, grant me the grace to understand people better and to love them in ways that will encourage them to follow you. This I pray in Jesus' holy and mighty name. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless your families, brothers and sisters. God bless our Catholic faith and couples for Christ.